Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. What is today? Today is Monday. Oh, no, it isn't. I'm sorry. It's Tuesday. I missed. Well, guys, I had an interesting thing happen to me over the last weekend. First of all, the topic that I'm going to be talking about today is two big mistakes people make when fasting. And that basically, what happened over the weekend is what brought upon this topic. So I thought I'd go on here real quick and I'll try to keep this as short as possible and right to the point. But what I did on Friday, you guys know that I belong to a lot of different groups, over 50 groups, over 40 groups, intermittent fasting groups, type 2 diabetic groups, and so forth. And I like going in, I like looking at the questions because it has a lot to do with what Emily and I are teaching on our online personal coaching courses and packages. So I like to see what's going on out there. And so a lot of these groups for people to post their progression on their weight loss or what's working for them. So last Friday, um, I posted a picture of Emily and I because a lot of people are feeling that they're at a certain age and they're having a big issue on losing that belly fat or body fat, or they're having an issue with menopause, especially the women. Now, men go through menopause also, so that's why you're seeing more and more men with man boobs and more and more men having belly fat because they go through menopause also. Their hormones are imbalanced. Well, you guys have been following me know I talk a lot about hormones because that's the factor. That's the cause of what's going on today and why we have such an epidemic in obesity, type 2 diabetes in men and women, and why overweight nowadays is just unbelievable with everybody is overweight. And so hormones plays the big part. There's a certain hormone that's completely out of control. But people who are looking to, this is for people who are looking to actually lose weight. And it's all ages. There's no age limit here at all. And so what I did is I posted a picture of Emily and I at our age and explained in the comment section of the picture that even people that are well over 60 years old can get in the best shape of their life if they've got the right meal plans, guidance, the right tools, especially to monitor their fat burning while they're trying to lose a weight. And I got probably over in a 4 to 5 day period, I probably got over 2,000 hits wanting to know how we were able to get in the shape we were in at our age and be able to stay in that shape. We've been doing this for a few years now and we're actually improving all the time. People want to know, how did we do this? I mean, they put in there, we've been trying to do, we've been following the fasting, we've been following the high fat, low carb meal plans, or we've been following the Mediterranean or paleo or whatever diet. And they said it worked great at first, but then of course it fell apart and they lost interest or got frustrated and quit. Well, they want to know, how did we do it? And so obviously I'm getting all these questions. And so for a few days I was trying to answer a lot of the questions and help these people out a little bit and kind of give them a little idea. And the answer basically is always going to be um, your hormones. You've lost control of a certain hormone that's causing you to gain the belly fat or causing you to have a hard time losing that body fat. And there's foods that's driving that hormone consistently up all the time. And you're eating too often throughout the day most of the time, and you're eating the wrong kind of foods, and that's causing you to not lose weight. Well, then some of them obviously are saying, well, I'm fasting and it worked great at first, the first 30 or 60 days, but now I'm not losing weight. And there's two big, huge mistakes people make when they're fasting. The first one is going to be they overeat when they break their fast. And the other thing that they do when they're overeating is they're overeating the wrong kind of food because they're trying to make up what calories they didn't eat throughout that day at that one meal. And of course, that's not going to work. Now, you have to understand first, what is the whole option of fasting, guys? You guys, most of you that follow me, you guys know I've talked about this hundreds of times. What is the object of fasting? Well, for those of you that are overweight, you guys have plenty of food sitting in those fat storage cells. You know that. There's all kinds of food. The problem is most of the public out there isn't even dipping into their fat storage cells to use up as its primary energy. You've heard me talk about that a lot. Now, the object of fasting is not to eat any calories for a certain period of time. Isn't that correct? That's what we're looking for, right? So if you're not eating any calories for a certain amount of time, then where's your body going to get the energy to survive? And most of you who follow me know the answer. It's going to have to dip into your own stored fat where there's plenty of food and draw the energy out of that and convert it into ketones, what we want to, and that is what's going to energize the body and keep the brain healthy. Well, the big issue is that most people, when they're breaking a fast, say like a 24-hour fast, which means you're going to have one meal, you're going to fast for 20 hours, and you had your last meal at 6 o'clock the night before, then you're not going to have your next meal till the next day at 6 o'clock that night. And most people, what they do is they break their fast by overeating that meal. And if their metabolic rate is set up at 2,000 calories, and what they do is they try to eat 2,000 calories at that one meal, and you just sabotage your whole fasting by overeating. Number two, people overeat on their non-fasting days. So you guys heard of me talk a lot about we do alternate day fasting. I like my clients to do alternate day fasting, so we teach them to do that as well because most people are very intimidated when it comes to fasting because somebody told them that they'll starve to death, or somebody told them that they'll lose their lean muscle, and I've blown that right out because that's what we do. I mean, matter of fact, Emily and I, this is Tuesday, so we're actually doing a 42-hour fast today. We won't have our first meal probably till 11 o'clock tomorrow. And people are blown away by it because we can still exercise in a 42-hour fasting and still have plenty of energy. Well, because we know for a fact, because we follow the modern day science, that actually fasting is going to help slow premature aging and also produce more muscle stem cells and elevate our growth hormones. We know where our hormones are. We get them tested every six months. But anyway, so the benefit is humongous, but people are very uneducated, and that's including health professionals and nutritionists. I got a lady who messaged me, saw our picture, and she says, "You guys are fasting 3 days a week?" And we go, "Well, actually, if you look at when we do eat, even on non-fasting days, we're still fasting." So if you think you can over fast if you're trying to add lean muscle, but obviously we're not because we're doing alternate day fasting. But we don't overeat on our non-fasting days. We eat comfortably. I don't have 6 or 7 multiple meals on our non-fasting days. And the types of food we're eating is always going to keep us in fat burning even on our non-fasting day. That's the key. So people overeat on their non-fasting days because they're thinking that they're going to do a 24-hour fast the next day, so they want to make sure they eat enough calories the day before, and overeat and blow it for the next day. Because if you're overeating on your non-fasting days and you're overeating by eating a lot of ultra processed starchy foods throughout that day, throughout your non-fasting day, 6 or 7, eating 3 or 4 meals a day or 5, you're just building up calories to be stored in your body to be converted into fat cells, so you're never going to lose weight. So that's what I'm saying. So the two biggest mistakes people make is how they break their fast. They overeat, they break it wrong. Number two, they overeat even on their non-fasting days. You're trying to lose weight, so you want to keep yourself in a calorie deficit so that you do what? You want to dip into your own stored body fat and use those calories up. So if your metabolic rate is, say, 2,000 calories and you're doing a 24 hours fast, so then why are you trying to overeat on your one meal on that 24-hour fast when you're trying to lose weight? So why not keep it down to, say, 800 to 1,000 calories, which is, if you're doing a high fat, low carb meal, that's very easy to do with a small meal because fat has more calories than protein or starchy carbs. So eat comfortably on your fasting day, on your one meal. Keep your calories to 800 to 1,000, but eat until you are satisfied. Don't overeat. Because if your metabolic rate is 2,000 and you're only going to eat 1,000 calories, what's going to happen between the sheets while you're asleep at night? Well, you're going to need an extra 1,000 calories somewhere down the line. Where are you going to get those? You're going to get them out of your own stored fat cells. You get it? You see how that works? And then on your non-fasting days, when you're trying to lose weight, the exact same thing. So most people who've been doing intermittent fasting for a while, most of them can't eat breakfast anyway. So they have their first meal at 10 o'clock. And it might be something like bacon and eggs and a half avocado. Check the calories. You'll be in a calorie deficit if you eat normal. Only eat until you're satisfied. Don't try to overeat it. If you're full, stop. And then some people will have a meal or a protein drink at 2 o'clock just to satisfy them. And then they'll have dinner. Some people will only have 2 meals on their non-fasting days when they're trying to lose weight. If you are overweight or say obese, then you can afford to miss snacks. You can afford to miss one extra meal a day on your non-fasting days. Because why? Because you got all that food sitting in the fat cells that you want to burn anyway. Now, when you get where Emily and I are, where we don't want to lose any more weight, or we are actually looking to add lean muscle, then you're going to have to adjust your calorie intake to the amount, to protein. And because we got to make sure we have enough protein on our non-fasting days. Now, we will always do alternate day fasting. That works very, very well for us for maintaining our body fat. Now, our average body fat percentage is way below the average of even our younger counterparts out there. So we're not really concerned about losing any more weight. All we are concerned about is to actually add lean muscle, but keep ourselves in a very healthy environment. And that's what we're doing today. So, but we're talking about people that are actually trying to lose weight. And so you want to keep your calorie deficit throughout your whole journey of losing weight, but you also want to fully understand how to keep certain hormones under control, like insulin, from being too high and keep them at a nice level so you're not adding more body fat or your insulin levels aren't high. You also want to control the hormones that help you burn fat and also the hormones that help you decrease your appetite. And that all plays a big part. And so that's why it's a good idea to get some guidance with somebody like us, and that's why we've come up with our online courses and packages. We have actually 4 courses and packages to choose from. Actually, there's more, and most of them will fit most people's budget, but you're going to get the tools you need to fully understand the root cause. And the root cause is going to be, most of you that follow me know it, insulin and how to control it. And the root cause is food, and that is food driven, and how often you eat. So you need to learn all this stuff. Okay? So, guys, I hope you saw some value in this. I hope you tried to, those of you that may be stuck right now, it could be easily that your insulin is spiked too high throughout the day because you're overeating. All you have to do is just look at your portions, and as soon as you're satisfied, don't overeat. I mean, even if there's food on the plate, don't try to finish it, especially during your weight loss journey and you're trying to keep your calorie deficit and burn off the excess fat you have sitting in there. You got all kinds of food there, so burn it off. And fasting is what's going to do it. And fasting and high good dietary fat, low carb meal plans, these have all been around for over 2,000 years, and they're all backed by science as actually being the simplest and easiest way to get your body into such a healthy environment and lose that excess body fat. And this goes for those of you that have type 2 diabetes or fatty liver disease. Got to reverse it. You really want to work on getting off the medication, work close with your doctor and monitor your glucose levels to make sure that he's got the information to start getting you off the medication. Fat Loss Made Easy online personal coaching does have a course and a package for people that are looking to reverse type 2 diabetes and fatty liver disease. So you can contact me at bill@billmabrycoaching.com, and I will send you the information. And I got word from my website builder today that hopefully my new online personal coaching website will be launched hopefully by Friday or Saturday of this week. Guys, have a great day, and we'll see you guys at the next video.